Welcome everybody to our next spinal workshop. I'm your host, Dr. Ryan Weaver, here at Apex Spine and Performance. Today, if you have a desk job, this is something you may really want to pay attention to. Or if you just get that crash in the midday, this is definitely something you'll pay attention to. Today we're titling this Desk Job / Spinal Exercises version 2. Some of these, if you've seen some of our earlier editions of our spinal exercises, some of these may be repetitive on that, but a lot of these are things that you can do with minimal equipment, and also you can do these at your desk to get up and moving around, and you'll find the benefits of these. But before we even get into this, these spinal workshops we do every Tuesday evening here in our office. That way we can continue to educate and uplift our current patients, our patients of the future, but also our community as well. So let's begin with the first exercise that I love to do are air squats. Very simple concept, okay? Now I'm going to read these through here first, so that if you're making a list, and then I'll actually show you how to do some of these. Air squats or goblet squats, which are very similar to the same thing. One, if you have like a small dumbbell or kettlebell, even a child, you could hold them and do this at home or at your desk as well. Our third one on here, a varying variety of lunges, side, front, and backward. Another one that I love are planks. There are a few variants of that as well. Now, this is a little more balance than anything, but this is a bird dog stretch, which will show you how to do that. Banded pull apart, so if you can see behind me on that table, the red band that I have, varying resistances. I love bands, especially again, if you do these at your desk and can do a little quick, 5-minute little workout just to get the blood flow going. Very, very good to do. Push-ups, that's a staple. And then 10-minute walks. It's been a while since I've talked about these. One of the benefits of doing multiple 10-minute walks in a day and how that actually can help improve digestion, blood, insulin sensitivity, and things of that nature. So again, the first one that we're going to start with are a basic air squat. So again, I have no issue with somebody going all the way below parallel. The biggest thing is making sure that you set up properly. You're going to put your feet about shoulder width apart. Basically, when you go to squat down, I want to make sure that your knees track outward. Okay? From the side view, you want to try to maintain that lumbar curve in your lower back. And basically from there, with your hands, keep those in front of you. If it's a goblet squat, this is where you can hold a weight in front of you. That's going to engage your core a little bit more and a lot more muscles. So basically, you're going to just push your butt back and up. Again, parallel or below. If you're just starting out and you can't get that low and you just go for here, again, perfection with that is not my goal right now. It's just to get you moving. And something simple is just a body weight air squat. I had the pleasure of doing a public speaking event at the recent hospital here, or the local hospital recently, and one of the things that I shared was the importance of keeping our muscles, especially our legs, strong. As we age, again, we know that we're going to decrease muscle mass, but at the rate, how long it takes, and if we can keep as much muscle and strength as long as we can, that is what is important. So basic air squats, you can do a varying amount of these, 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 20, whatever you want to do. Again, that is something with no equipment that you can just stand up from your desk, or if you have a standing desk, do a few of those. It's going to help increase your heart rate, increase the blood, and by default, hopefully help give you a little boost in energy. The next one on there, again, I'll show you that from the front. So again, I slightly point my toes outward just a little bit, shoulder width apart, and then I basically sit back on my heels and push my knees outward as I come up through there. The next lower body, lower extremity exercise is a lunge. There are many different angles you can go with this. The first one that I'll show you from here is just a backward lunge. So I'm going to go all the way down. I do touch my knee. You don't have to. I hear a lot of people who argue different ways of that. And the biggest thing is notice that the front, I make a 90-degree angle. with my front leg, and then I drive up off of that front leg. Same thing, you can switch, coming back and coming up to there, okay? Depending on your balance, all right? So you're opening up yourself to one leg dependent. If you do this next to a wall, perhaps a table, that allows you to have balance there. Again, if you can't make it all the way down there, that is totally okay. So backward lunge, obviously if there's a backward, there's a forward lunge, same thing, and then you're just going to drive off of that leg. You can alternate, or you can do all in one leg. The other one, side lunge, a little more technical with this, maybe a little more balance involved, is stepping to the side, and you're just going to bend down to the side and push off that leg. Okay, same thing, you can go to the other side. You're going to feel a good stretch on your inner thighs and your groin as well. Again, to me, that was more of a stretch than the forward or the backward lunge. So, those are just a few lower body exercises. The next one, I'm going to jump down actually while I'm standing to our banded pull apart. Now, varying different brands of these. This one's from Rogue Fitness. I just know their products pretty well. The red band I like to use. Banded pull aparts. Again, you always hear us talk about, especially at desk jobs, how we round our shoulders forward with that forward head posture. So one of the things that I have found with banded pull aparts helps bring the shoulder blades back and helps work the muscles between those shoulder blades. The way that I set up for this, okay, you can do it single, you can do it double, just depends on how strong you are. But I'm going to hold that about shoulder width apart. I'm not going to totally lock out my arms. I'm going to put a slight bend and I'm going to keep that locked. From there, I'm going to act like there's a pencil between my shoulder blades and I'm trying to pinch that together so that doesn't move. When you come back, slow and controlled. I do not want to see patients just sitting here repping that out without any control. So again, from the back view, you're going to see just pulling those shoulder blades back, holding, and slowly bringing that back. I keep that about mid-breast line. Another variant of that, you can do underhand. It's going to work a little bit different area in your back. Your arms are going to be more kind of in that curled position, and you're slowly going to pull that outward. Okay? You'll feel it a little bit differently. Like I said, maybe a little bit more in the back of the shoulders than in between the shoulder blades themselves. Okay? Those are simple ones that you can do. Again, bands are a very easy thing to have at your desk. You know, you can throw this in your desk drawer. There are ones that have handles on them. You can do curls, shoulder press, all kinds of things. We've even showed how to do good mornings with this. But a very simple thing that you can have just to, again, break up an 8, 10, 12-hour workday. Okay, so the next two. I'm actually going to perform this on this table so that you can see this. But our planks, all right. So a plank, the way I describe this, I just put hands underneath the shoulder blades. You're going to extend up and make sure you're not sagging one way or your butt's up in the air. You're just going to keep a nice tabletop and just engage your core from there. Now again, there are variants of that. You can go on your side. A lot more balance. If you have shoulder injuries, those are the things that you want to try to maybe avoid with that. You can do that with a plank. Another variant with the plank is you can actually bring that down to your forearms. Very similar, same position. You're just not on your hands. So, plank, one of my favorite things to do to engage core without doing your traditional crunches. The next two, bird dog and push-ups. So once again, I was already in that same plank position where my hands are extended. You can just, again, things that you can do, minimal equipment that you can do at your office. And the last one, bird dog, I give this to a lot of patients to do. Same thing, hands underneath your shoulders. Okay, you're going to keep your knees underneath your hips, that tabletop with your back, and from there, you're going to extend one arm and the opposite leg. Notice I'm not dipping up or down. You're going to bring that back, slow and controlled, and then you're going to switch again from there. So bringing that back, and you can alternate throughout that. Okay? Left and right, you can stay on one side. All of those things to help improve your balance. Last thing I want to mention, probably out of all these, one of the single ones that I have found helps myself from that midday crash, which is your 10-minute walk. 10-minute walks. So ideally you can do this right after you eat. The benefits of that are going to help digestion, blood sensitivity, help reduce indigestion, and again, helps to continue to help the blood flow throughout our body. Obviously that can help with weight loss as well. It is movement. It is burning calories. If you could do that right after breakfast, lunch, and dinner, even better. But you've often hear or have heard movement throughout the day will help continue to keep you alert, especially after an hour of working, typing papers. Students who are studying, that again helps give you a little break, helps get your blood flow going again, but probably if you just incorporated that, that would actually change a lot of how you feel throughout the day. Because if you think about doing just 3 of those, if you work an 8-hour workday, 2.5, 3 hours, you get up and move, same thing, then your day is over. So, I hope you found this beneficial. Again, a lot of these are things that I've shared with you before. I hope that you start utilizing these and incorporating these in just simple little habits that can help maybe even burn a few calories, help you be more productive, but also help keep your muscles burning and intact. So, send us a link, or send us a like, comment if you have any questions on that. Spinal workshops, again, every Tuesday evening. I try to keep these between about 10-15 minutes. This one may be a little longer. But share this if you find that somebody, a relative, a friend who may work at a desk job or needs to just that initial, just to get going, that little oomph. And again, just remember, January, the holidays are right around the corner. New Year's, new goals, things of that nature. Again, be on the lookout for our next workshops. As I said, comment on our page, like us, find us on YouTube. That way when we post these videos and other educational content, that you can be alerted from that. But other than that, have an awesome day and we'll see you guys soon.